All right, good afternoon, everyone. How are you all today? Good to see you, Lee. Good to see you, Ivan. Good to see you, Trevor. Mal, Kelvin, how are you doing? Confident. So if you're here and you can hear me, put a comment in the comment section. I would like you to put boom, boom, B-O-O-M. Put it in the comment section, say boom. If you're here and you can hear me, I want to know that you can actually hear me. All right, boom, 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 boom. I can see that loud and clear. Ivan is there, Merle is there. Kelvin says boom. Who else? Who else is there? I want to see how many people we have live here. Let's set the comment section on fire. Let's do what we do. Yes, boom. I can see you. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right. I see a few persons already doing that. So let me say this as a form of introduction. My name is Segun Manuel. And like Kelvin said, I'm Delta's foremost inspirational speaker. For those of us who are not in Nigeria, you might not know Delta State. Delta State is one of the leading oil producing states in Nigeria. And if you know Nigeria very well, oil production is our mainstay. So that's where I'm based. That's where I'm situated. Today, I want to share my story because that's what I've been asked to do, to share my story on and see how that story can help others. I'm into motivational speaking and I'm also into corporate trainings. I got into corporate trainings way after I did motivational speaking for a while, but see how I got into motivational speaking. And that's the crust of my story that I'm going to share today. I want to talk about saving your way to the top. That might be something that is not common to everyone, but the generation that we have coming might need to learn the need for service. I tell people that we have a generation now that have become too proud to work, but not ashamed to beg. Write that down. If you heard it, write it in the comment section. More, you heard that, write it in the comment section, write it there. Let's put it down. We have a generation that have become too proud to work, but not ashamed to beg. I grew up in a time, I'm not too old, but I grew up in a time when we were told, Trevor, you can buttress this point very well, where we were told that there is dignity in labor. There is still dignity in labor. There is still dignity in labor. But my generation and the generation after me in Nigeria today have become complacent. They've become too proud to work, but not ashamed to beg. Why are we here? Why am I here? My personal goal is to be able to change this orientation for young people from believing that, oh, they are too proud to work, to knowing that, look, I really have to put my hand on deck to get into work. And one of the fastest way to make that happen is through service. I got to where I am today through service. I've never met Kelvin in person. I've never met Trevor. I've never met Lee. But service got me to meet someone that brought me to Kelvin, and Kelvin brought me to Trevor and to the Wisdom family. And I'm here today on this global platform speaking in the remote city where I live in. If you know Nigeria very well, Delta State is in the south of Nigeria. One of the, if they rank the different zones in Nigeria or senatorial districts, South would be the sixth. Yeah, six of them. South would be the sixth. If you look at the cities that are major cities, Warri, where I'm resided, would be one of the least cities. So, like Gideon in the Bible, I'm like from the lowest of the lowest of the lowest. But right now, I am here speaking to you guys on this international platform. And the only way I got there is through service. Let me tell you my story. In my final year in the university, I saved up all the money I was given to go to school because I wanted a brand new TV. I had bought one earlier on, and it was, if you're in Nigeria, if you know Oshodi market, I went to Oshodi to buy this fairly used TV because I wanted one in my room in my 300 level. And I bought that one. At the end of the day, it didn't have a UHF channel. And all our TV channels in Nigeria are UHF, mostly UHF channels. So I couldn't watch television, even though I had television. So in my final year, I said, I'm going to do everything to be able to get my own brand new TV. So all the money they gave me to go to school, I put it together, plus the money I'd saved, plus all the money I had from uncles and aunties, put it together, and I bought a brand new TV. And just buying the TV it's not the end of the story that I'm sharing with you. I bought the TV, and on the 1st of October, I was watching, it was a public holiday because it's our Independence Day in Nigeria. So we didn't go to school that morning. I had time to watch that TV, and I was watching on TV, and 3 guys came on TV. Now I know their names to be Nia Desanya, Philadro Toye, and Lanre Kupoloi. If you're in Nigeria, you know these three guys that I'm talking about are the top echelons in the motivational speaking world in Nigeria, and I dare say in Africa. I saw them on TV. And I saw them on TV. I watched them talk. I watched the interview. A lady was interviewing them. I saw the passion these guys had about Nigeria. In the first time in a long time, I saw people who were actually passionate about our nation. And you see the thing about passion, guys. Passion has a way of transferring from you to the person watching you, has a way of transferring from you to everyone who is around you. And that passion that Feladro Toye, Nia Desanya, and Lanre Kupoli were using to talk about Nigeria was so hot that I looked at them, I said, in fact, I looked at Feladro Toye and I said, this is the guy that I like to be like. And I heard him talk that day. He said, wow, all he does is speak. And when he speaks, they pay him for speaking. His talk is not cheap. Even though people say talk is cheap, for him, talking is not cheap. He gets paid. And all he does is motivational speaking, consulting, and training. And I said, wow, this is the guy I want to be like. Even though I was I was being trained as an accountant then, by the time I left school, hold on with me because I'm getting to the story of the service part, but this is the background of the story, and I think you will get the real gist as we are going on. When I got out of school, I went for service, and I got out of service. For those of us who are Nigerians here, you know what I'm talking about. Service is the compulsory service you must give to the government after you are done with school. So I went for service, came out, and went to Lagos to stay with my auntie because I'd finished school. I couldn't go back home. I had to start doing something. So went to Lagos, and I saw an event where this same guy, Feladro Toye, Nia Desanya, and Lanre Kupoli were speaking. And I immediately registered for that event. I took all the money that I came back with from my youth service, and I registered for that event. I went for the event, and I met Feladro Toye. I said to him, I said, sir, you are everything I want to be. Everything I see that you are is what I like to be. And he said to me very passionately, he said, if you keep at it long enough, you will get to where you need to get to. And that was it. That was enough fire for me. I hear Trevor talk a lot about social media and what you can do with social media and all the lot. I can tell you at that time, this is 2005, 2006, Facebook was just coming on in Nigeria. And so I moved back to Warri after I had that meeting with him. I moved back to Warri. Remember, Warri is the remote city, you know, when you calculate all the cities as compared to Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and all the other big cities, Warri is that remote one. So I went there, joined Facebook because we were just starting at that time. Another thing about the advent of social media and the benefit of social media and how you can actually use social media for service. I got back to Warri, joined social media, followed Nia Desanya, followed Lanre Kupoli, followed Feladro Toye. And the man was having an event. Then it was called Mushi Makeover. I don't know how many of us Nigerians here, do you remember Mushi Makeover, or do you know where exactly is Mushi? If you're a Nigerian here, put it in the comment section. If you remember Mushi, if you know Mushi, or you remember Mushi Makeover. Mall, you will not remember, you will not know this because this is purely Nigerian, but you see a lot of Nigerians are saying in the comment section that they know Mushi. So he was having Mushi Makeover. What is Mushi Makeover? Let me make someone like Trevor understand what Mushi Makeover is. So this guy went to a
Sorry, Segun, sorry, my apologies. You got muted there because of people coming in with their mics open. So please just unmute yourself.
Okay, fantastic. So do we have every other person muted?
Yeah.
A lot of people are coming in from
rewind. I want to hear what you were saying to me there. It was so interesting.
All right, so I was saying that you might not know where Mushi is, and I was trying to explain what is Mushi and what was Mushi Makeover. Mushi Makeover was this guy, Feladro Toye, who I had told you I was affected by his passion for Nigeria. He had said he was going to take this whole street, a long length of street, and he was going to make over that street. What that included was they were going to clean the streets and they were going to paint every house on that street from the beginning to the end. They were going to paint the curbs, they were going to paint the road markings. If you know what it is in Nigeria with government and all, those things that are normal to you everywhere else is not normal to us here. So we don't have all of those things. For some of you, it might be like, that's normal. No, it's not normal for us because we don't just have those things. But this guy came and said, I'm going to do this. I don't have any company sponsoring me. I don't have the wherewithal to do it, but I want young people to join me to get this thing to work. And I am in Warri. Don't forget, I'm in Warri. He's in Lagos. This project is in Lagos. But I got on Facebook. The power of social media. Social media is the leveler. Social media gives us all the same entry room. I'm looking at Maul right here. Beautiful black sister. I love your color, by the way. This is what real melanin is. And I'm looking at her right here now. I'm meeting her for the first time, loving her already from here. Her color is just all in my eyes. But never met her before. This is what social media can do. I'm talking to Trevor today, almost 70, like my father. We're exchanging ideas. Lee's here. A lot of people on my timeline, on my platform are here already. This is a leveler. So I said to everybody watching today, you have a free entry. Social media is your free entry. See, it's not about what you don't have. It is what you have, but don't know how to use. By the way, that is credited to Steve Harris. Steve Harris said, it is not about what you don't have, because in Nigeria, we don't have a lot of stuff. We don't have power. You guys have power over there. Lee, you have power where you are. It's normal. For us, it's not normal. I have power only about 4, maximum 8 hours a day. It is not about what we don't have, but it's about what we have, but don't know how to use. So the problem is, check out what you have and how you can use it. So you have social media, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have YouTube. Everything today that you want to ask a question about, Google can give you an answer. Even if it's not the direct answer, is related to that answer. So if I want to help more, for example, all I need to go and do is look at her Instagram handle, find out her background of what she's doing, find out what she's going to be doing next, and say, more, I am in Nigeria, but I want to join you in that thing you are doing. For example, I have an online interview program, which I've had Kevin on. We didn't know each other before. Somebody just saw the program and said, look, Kevin needs to be on this program. And linked me up with Kevin. I looked at his background, fits into what I'm doing, and I immediately brought him on. Oh, somebody says my face is dark and we can't see me. So can you guys see me properly? Maybe I'm sitting, I don't.
I mean, we can see you okay. Well, if there's a bit of extra light, well, really, if carry on.
Seems like he's frozen on us. Unfortunately, moving his computer around has disrupted his connection. So we'll just wait for a moment, and then hopefully he gets back online, and perhaps he's comes back with the light. We'll have to wait and see.
I can feel the fire already coming from him, you know.
So we've lost him completely now.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 I'm back. So if you
You're
can see
back,
me, say boom.
again. Okay,
say
good.
boom. If you can see me, say
Boom,
boom.
he's back.
Boom.
Boom in the comment section. Boom, boom, boom. So you see so much value to deliver that even the network had to go off. So this is what I'm saying, guys. Where we are, everything doesn't work, but we find a way to work around it. So they said the next thing after God in today's world is Google. So the next G after God is Google. So anything you need, you can actually get it on Google. I can get all the information I want about Maul, what she uses to make her color this radiating. I can actually get it on Google. What does a typical black lady use to make her melanin pop? I can see that on Google. Let's not miss the point. So let me finish my story. My time is almost running. So I got on Facebook. Trevor Wallace talk about using social media. I got on Facebook, linked up with this guy. Remember, I only met him once. He just spoke to me and said, guy, keep up what you're doing, and one day you would get at the point you're going to. I went back to Warri, hooked up with him. on Facebook. Then it was just Facebook that was around. Facebook was only just starting at that time. So there were very few of us on at that time. I could have said, oh, it didn't mean anything. It's just Facebook. No, but I continued. And that program, even though I wasn't in Lagos and I couldn't get to Lagos for the program, every time I used my timeline to project the program. So every picture they put, I put it back on. Every video they did, I reposted it. I was sharing with people. I was doing all kinds of stuff, making sure that the program had, I did it so much that the guys on their platform who were managing the program observed that there is this Segun guy who is doing so much that at the end of the program, when they were giving what's it called now, when they were saying thank yous to everyone, my name was put in there. I didn't attend the event. I was only sitting in my city in Warri with my techno phone. At that time, it was a techno phone. It wasn't this good. It was a techno phone I had, and I was sharing and just sharing. How does this relate to service? I could have said that, well, it's Feladute, he's a public speaker. I want to be a public speaker. Also, now that he's doing his stuff, I can do mine. He's doing Mushi makeover in Lagos. Let me do a Warri makeover in Warri and start dividing the effort that I would have put together with him to make it work. So what all this amounted to in serving him, not being close to him with just the appliance that I had, was that it brought me to the point where when I needed to do stuff with him, when I needed his endorsement, because in Nigeria today, you barely can get anywhere until you have, you know how it is. Mal will not understand this because where you are, you guys work on competence, and where we are is not necessarily by that, it's by who you know, what you know. So he was able to give me the necessary endorsements. I didn't have to pay, but my service to him via social media at that time that I did for free and didn't have to pay was speaking for me. And he introduced me to the guy who was leading his team then, Steve Harris. Steve Harris today is one of the most popular of public speakers in Nigeria. I'm seeing the comments in the comment section. That just caught my attention. Trevor coming with Nugo. So instead of Google, we have Nugo. That's possible. Very possible. Very possible. I know there are a lot of young Nigerians who are in the IT space who are doing a whole lot. Guys, watch out for Nigeria. If we have the kind of environment that Trevor has, all we just need is that enabling environment. With the environment that we don't already have, we're already doing very well. Remember, Trevor, I know you hate to hear this, but the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Nigerian, and I heard Trevor's covering his ears. I heard that she's also on the economic board of something in South Africa. Not too sure. Where are you guys? You see, Nigeria, they say, is at the what's it called now? The trigger point of Africa. And I agree. I agree, and I strongly believe that in the next few years, the Nigerian passport will become the most desirable passport anywhere in the world. If you agree with me, you're a Nigerian, put boom in the comment section. That is going to happen in my lifetime. I'll see it. Mal, you would come to Nigeria. You would look for our passport. Trevor, we're ready to have you. We're ready to host you physical event. But I agree, in the next few years, it's always darkest before it's morning. And what we have now is really dark: security, finances, and all. We know that the morning is near. So guys, I'm not just motivating you. I'm telling you about what I'm seeing, about what I know. That what I know is what is driving me. Your knowledge is what gives you direction. I know that this country is going to become the most desirable country to visit. What is it that we don't have in Nigeria? Tell me. Trevor, what do you know that we don't have? Everything you need, we have. everything Trevor needs, we have it. We have oil, we have gold, we have mentioned it. What talk about human capacity? South Africa, you guys, yeah, you trying, but Trevor, that's just who we are. But you see, this is happening because we're a people that understand service. I'm rounding up my point now. We're a people that understand service. If you want to talk about service, Nigerians generally know how to say. They may have issues up and down here and there, but service is key. I served Feladrote and it opened doors for me. Today, if anyone is going to come do something in Delta State, going to come do something in Warri, they will be referred to me. Why? I served one day to someone who at the time I served didn't pay me, didn't need to pay me if I had asked for payment. So guys, young people today, remember what I said earlier on about being too proud to work and not ashamed to beg. Now we need to be, look, begging demeans you. Asking people for help brings you to your lowest point. Asking people for help is poverty is shameful. I don't know what word else to use, but the only way you can actually grow is to offer your service. Offer it. So they say in business, you offer goods and services. Now we're not talking goods. The service that you can. My being here today, Kelvin, is a service, but this service is going to open other platforms for me. Wisdom is doing this as a service. You guys are not paying, but you are attending here, and this is going to open doors to many other things. Always look for opportunities to serve. Number one, how to use service to get out of where you are to the place you want to be. Always be on the lookout for opportunities to serve. Fantastically, I like your point. It says, research bears out what Segun is saying. Read, give, and take by Adam Grant. Fantastic, fantastic. Always look for opportunities to serve. Gary Vee will say you should jab, 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 and right hook. What does that mean? If you have not read Gary Vee's book, go and buy it. He used vulgar words a lot. Nigerians generally don't like using. We are very respectful people. But in everything he's saying, there are a lot of points in it. I wish one of my goals is to meet that guy because he actually pulled me from where I am to the next level. What is jab, 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 right hook? If you're boxing, you've done boxing before, you jab. Where's jab now? Okay, you jab with your left. Jab is you give, 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 give before you ask. Before you right hook. Your giving hooks the person who you are giving to give to you when you ask. Are you understanding me? And that giving is actually service. You serve, serve, serve. That the person who you are serving becomes, what's the word now? Becomes, somebody help me, put a word that describes that. Becomes indebted, becomes, what? Yeah, indebted, exactly. Becomes indebted to do for you when you ask. You might not necessarily ask because you actually want to ask right now, but by the time you give, they will on their own observe that this guy needs this and let me give this to him. Service, service, service can take you from here to anywhere. Look, there are stories that abound, but I am a living example of how service has taken me from where I am to the next level. Today, because of the COVID, we don't have a lot of motivational speaking gigs, but I'm doing a lot of trainings now because people who had served are telling me that, look, so now that you're not doing this, can we do this? They're the ones suggesting to me and saying, you used to do this for us before we used to pay you. Come and do this. Can you imagine how that is, where the people who are supposed to be paying you money are suggesting, do this for me, I want to pay you money. Trevor, wouldn't you like that? Where your customers say, Trevor, you can't do this now, I know, come and do this, we will still pay you. So I'm doing a lot of trainings right now. I had 2 in the month of February. Already I have people who are asking for the same training because I'm getting this because somebody suggested to me. So my question to everybody, to Mar, to Ivan, to Lee, to Trevor, what service can you give today? right now? What service can you give to everybody in this group? What service can you give to 1, 2, 3 persons in this group that necessarily might not bring back a return today? It's not about the returns. Service, let me say this. Service is an investment. Service is an investment. And when you invest, what happens? It brings back returns, and it brings returns in places you do not expect to get the returns from. I'm here to speak today, and I can tell you that this service I'm rendering here today, I am connecting with many other people who didn't get to know this worry boy in the lowest senatorial district, in the lowest city, in the back of Nigeria. But I'm here in front of all of you because I am serving right now. What service can you render to your church? I do a lot of interviews and TV programs. Can I tell you how I started doing all of that? They were looking for someone to start to help in the church TV station to do interviews. I've never done it before, didn't study broadcasting. I offered myself. I said, well, I could do this. And I tried and tried and tried. Today, you can tell I'm good at what I do just by serving. I trained as an accountant. I can work in 4, 5 other roles because I served in those roles. Look, the service you do not offer will not offer anything to you. Write that down. Woo! The service you did not, I didn't prepare for this. The service you do not render will not offer anything to you. Or the service you did not offer will not offer anything to you. So if I don't know that you can offer this, I wouldn't give you nothing. I wouldn't be interested in you. I will only be interested in you if you have offered that service. And I know, so every service you do not offer will not offer anything to you. Boom. If that hits you, put it there. More, put it in the comment section. Boom. That's hot. Boom, boom, boom. Put it in the comment section there. Boom. The service you do not offer will not offer anything to you. I like that. That's Rema right there. So, what is my landing point for today? Yeah, I like what somebody said. You will not reap. Yeah, Trevor said you will not reap that which you do not sow. Exactly. Exactly. And he that sows, if you sow, there's a way that everything you sow never comes back the way you sow them. I've worked for people and I've been maligned. So even when you are maligned in the midst of your sowing, don't worry, that seed will definitely come. If they ask for some people's approval for me to be on this platform, they will say, no, leave Segun alone, take somebody else. But I'm here. I didn't know how I got here. Somebody said to me, come and do so and so and so. You know, I prayed at the beginning of this year. I said, I would like to take by the one that says I'm sounding like Philado to yes, because we're all motivational. We all are the same. My talk is not cheap, man. If I prayed at the beginning of the year to say, I like to take my craft global. Didn't plan it. I just prayed and said, Father, I would like to take this thing global. I don't know how this is going to come. Look, guys, I just know that delivering here today, I'm going to get more. God, I'm Africa's Eric Thomas. I'm Africa's Gary V. Trevor, don't you agree? That's who we are. I should be doing something with Maul in the next 2 months. We'll do something together. The internet is there. Platform is there. I sit in my city here and I'm impacting other cities. I just had that thing in mind and continued in my service. You know, I met this big boss. In wrapping up, this guy who used to be a manager in my organization. Can you guys still hear me? You can hear me say yes? You can hear me say yes? Okay, I can see hands up. All right, so he used to be a manager in my organization, the organization where I work, but he had retired. And he saw one of the interview programs I do online. He saw one of the interview programs I do online, and he said, I like what you're doing. I would like for you to, I'd like to do something like this. You know, he's retired, but still has experiences. More like Trevor, more like Trevor, but he still has experiences that he wants to share. Trevor, I'm just, you know, I'm your guy, Shay. You know that, you know, I'm your guy. We're together, Trevor. So he said he wants to share his experiences to the next generation. I have platforms that I use to do all of that. I can stream to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram at the same time from the comfort of my home and my little city of Warri. And he said he would really love that. A typical Nigerian young man, knowing who the guy is and where he's coming from, we say, oh, yes, sir, we can do it for you, but it's going to cost you XYZ Naira. And can I say this? He has the money to pay. He has the money to pay. So it's not like, and he was interested in paying. So I said to him, so what do you actually want? We stated, I said, okay, I can do this for you. So he said, so how much do I need to do? I said, oh, don't worry. I would have you do it on my platform. I don't need to pay any extra money for him to use my platform. Do you understand? I could have charged him. He was already willing. He was already asking me. And in his mind, because he's not very vast with social media, he's already thinking that this is a big thing. You will go on Facebook, you will go on YouTube. At the same time, all I need is just one platform and I'm there already. But he's looking at it that this is going to be very cost effective, very cost, what's the word now? Cost inclined or cost, what's the word? Help me, English people.
Costly, expensive.
It's going to be very costly and very expensive. Okay, fine, let's take that. He was thinking already that this is going to be very costly. But I just told him, I said, use my platform. I designed the graphic for him. I went to my graphic designer and said, look, this person is an elderly person. I know him, you know, he wants to do this. Help me design. So my graphic person is on retainership. So anything I give her to do, she does it. I pay at the end of the month. So she did the designs and she, we put it on. I did the advert, asked him to make me an admin on his page. He did. And when I got on, I did everything for him without him doing anything. I just said, take the link. I went to his phone, you know, tapped all the things I needed to tap. And all he needed to do was choose a time. And at that time, Trevor. Okay, my time is almost up. But anyhow, so I quickly, you know, made it easy for him to come online. And he did that 2-3 times. Guess what? Because he's a consultant, when it was time for a managerial role that I didn't qualify for, he called me. I didn't apply. He called me and said, with what you know and with what I know that you know and what you have done, I think you can fit into this role. Send me your CV. I'm going to make sure it gets to those it needs to get to. Trevor is gone. And long story short, he did everything for me behind the scene and got me to that point where the discussion continued from there. What am I trying to say? It took me to give my service. I didn't have money to give to him. I didn't have anything to give to him because he's already a very powerful person. But I showed him this social media that we have as young people today. Do you know how many church leaders don't know how these things work? What is your service? Do you know how many business people? I was coaching someone last night, up to almost 11 p.m. last night, we were talking. And I was telling her, you have people coming into your business and you don't have a database of the people coming. You don't have their phone numbers. You don't have emails. You don't have nothing. So what are you doing? So she was like, why do I need all of those? I said, why do you need all of those things in today's world? Yes, Mo, you are shocked, but that happens. A lot of people don't know. So I'm giving her my service now, and everything being equal, she's going to pay me very well. Yes, so long and short, service is the shortcut to wherever it is you want to get to. Wherever it is you want to get to, look for the people that are already there, look for an opportunity to serve them. And when you serve them, you would have just, you know, when they say use the back door in Nigeria, the back door is sometimes the shortest cut. So you use that to get to where you want to get to. Moore said, whoever has data is king and queen. Yes, that's what Google is doing. That's what Facebook is doing. That's what a whole lot of all these other companies are doing with data. But some people are not even aware that they need this data. Who brings them to that point? They don't know about MailChimp. They don't know about sending mails. So whatever it is you know already now as a young person in Nigeria watching this, what you have is good enough. You are the only one who is looking down on what you have. And guys, I don't have much, but I have this phone. And with this phone, I've met Kelvin. With this phone, Kelvin connected me to Lee and Trevor and every one of you here. Same thing that happened to me. I connected with Feladrotoye, who is someone who is in the position where I want to get to with this phone. Same thing you can do with yours. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to prove to you that service is king. This will be a good place to give me a round of applause.
Oh, no, a round of applause now. Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, everywhere.
Love this, Segun. This is awesome. This has been, awesome today. Fantastic. Thank you again for sharing this same truth over and over again. You know, again, you're right. Data is power. You know, information is key. It's about taking the action now. Let's march out of here and serve. Let's march out of here and add more service to the table. Let's serve and serve our way to the top. Thank you, Segun. This is a time for questions. If you've got questions now, please, this is a moment to ask questions. Segun, right now we have 10 more minutes before we go on another break. I'm confident that you have a question for Segun. Anybody want to say something? I saw some questions coming out. Awesome, awesome. Lee, you want to say something, Lee?
I mean, if there isn't anybody else, maybe I'll just start off. Segun, thank you so much. What powerful stuff you were sharing. And so it doesn't matter whether you're in Nigeria, UK, South Africa, service is the key, and it's the door opener. But more than that, it really lays the foundation for how people view you, and it sets your reputation ahead of you. So the thing that I was wondering about is, and I've just lost my thought for a moment, is I think what struck me, this whole thing about being deliberate about your service. You don't just fall into, when the moment, we often think of services, I don't have the opportunity, it hasn't come my way. But what you're talking about is something very deliberate, that you look for ways to serve. And could you maybe just share a little bit more around how purposeful you are in looking for ways to serve?
All right, so I will say this, Lee, and like I said earlier on, in service, you don't just, serve in a way that is not in line. Can you guys hear me? First of all, can you hear me? Okay, so you don't just serve in a way that is not in line with your goal. First of all, everyone must have a goal and a direction. Living life without a goal is living like a goat. Did you hear that? That's a good boom right there. Somebody boom in the comment section. That's a big boom right there. Living life without a goal is living like a, what does a goat do? It's just keep moving around. If you play a match without a goal post, that match will never end. So you will never, it means you will never win if you are living life without a goal. So if my goal was to become a Feladrotoye, many people didn't hear me talk about him before they said, you already sound like Feladrotoye. Yes, because for me, that was a goal. This thing I'm telling you is like 20 years ago. It didn't happen 5 years, it didn't happen 10 years. But today I'm sharing on the world platform about the fact that this was a goal 20 years ago. So I'm saying this, if you're going to serve in line with your goal. You want to become the best musician, look for opportunities to serve musicians. That way, even if you don't meet them, you will learn how to play instruments. You will know the circle they are in. If you move in the circle of presidents, you become the next president. If you hang out at the airport, you will be in one of the planes very soon. If you move in a circle of governors, you will not enter bus at Oshodi. Governors fly, at least in Nigeria. Governors fly. So if you move in the circle, so I'm saying your service should be in line with your goal. Bros, I'm talking to every Nigerian now. I don't want Lee to and Ivan and Trevor to understand this. Bros, if you not follow your goal, you not reach anywhere. Monkey post where they play, even monkey post get go post. Lee, you don't understand this, but Nigerians understand. Even monkey posts get goal posts. If no goal post, the match not go end. The reason why they go end the match for 90 minutes now say goal post day who score and win. Without a goal post, there will be no post to score to calculate your winning. Without a goal, there will be nothing to use to say, okay, I don't win now. You understand me? Let me come back to English so that Lee can understand. Without a goal, 90 minutes will not be a fair time to judge a match. So we must have a goal. Nigerians, you must have a goal. You want to be like Wizkid, find a way of walking around one of them. You want to be the next tech giant. There are Nigerians who have started PayPal, which Stripe in America has bought. There are a lot of them. There's the Google, whatever. There's the Andela office. If you want to do something in tech, go to Lagos. Don't stay in Warri like me. If you want to do tech, go to Lagos. If you want to do governance, go to Abuja. Hang out with everybody that is that. Let's have a goal, have a direction. Are you understanding me? So I think I answered that question, but I want to go to a question that I don't know, Kevin, the one that Barry asked.
Barry asked, when do you stop move? When do you transition from free to paid service?
So first of all, it is very easy for you to do free when you are just starting out. Why? You are not a professional at that time. If you tell me you are doing free, I will easily say, okay, because it's free, come and do. But also when you are doing free, it's an opportunity for you to learn. It's an opportunity for you to network. It's an opportunity for you to make your mistakes. If you make mistakes and you're working for me for free, I can pardon you and say, oh, it's free. Let's see how we can adjust. But if I'm paying you and you make a mistake, we'll go to court. You refund the money. So do free to the point where you become an expert and become known. Guys, Barry is here. He knows me in this city. I did free public speaking till yesterday. Do you hear what I said? Till yesterday, SARS and Mars on the call, I still did free public speaking. So there is no time where there's a clear cut to say, okay, so now I'm not doing free. If I'm not doing free, Kevin, I will not be here. I would have said to you, no, my fee is 300,000 naira, so you must give me $1,000 and blah, 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 blah. Every time you put a fee in front, you chase out some of your potential helpers. Put that in the comment section. Somebody put it there. Every time you put a fee in front for the service that you want to render, you chase out potential customers. Always put the service in front. And when you deliver the, in fact, there's nobody you do free for that you do well enough that will not offer a fee. They might not be able to pay you your words, but they will say, look, you did it so well, please have this. So Barry, there's no clear-cut time. You must be able to determine, look, this one should be for free. If you get to the point where people will begin to pay, in fact, let me just share this. As a motivational speaker, the day I started saying, oh, I'm charging, my speaking opportunities dropped. I'm telling you, it dropped until the point where I said, okay, I'm coming to speak, but I'm not free. I am available. I'm available to speak, but I might not be free. So people started offering small, little by little by little, until I understood that guy who I was looking up to, whose passion I called Feladrote, most times they have public speaking engagement. Most people won't tell you this, guys, but I'll say this: in the public speaking industry, they have public speaking engagements for free, but they have trainings they do that are paid. So I just got into that realm now where I'm having trainings, and those trainings are paid for. So that money coming from there covers, if I go for a public speaking and it's free, no problems. If I have materials to sell, I might make my money. If I have courses to offer, if I have other things to give, then was I able to make this clear to everyone? Time is almost up, so let me stop here.
Fantastic. Thank you, Segun. Really great truth you shared today. Hey, in fact, if we had more time, you would just carry on. You had more time.